Hello students, welcome to Narayan PU College online classes. In the previous episode, we have completed some of the concepts, calculation of the temperatures and conversion of the units, scientific notation, rounding up of the values and the significant figures. Okay. In this today's episode, we want to discuss regarding about laws of chemical combinations. Laws of chemical combinations. So we have mainly what are the laws are there. The first one we have law of conservation of mass, law of different proportion or constant proportion, law of multiple proportion, Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes, and the last one we have Avogadro's law. So these are the major laws of combinations we have. Clear? The first one we have law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. Okay. What is the definition of this law of conservation of mass? Matter neither be created nor be destroyed. Matter neither be created nor be destroyed. So we will say here matter neither be created. Matter neither be created nor be destroyed. So this is one of the definition of law of conservation of mass. Okay, we can write one more definition from this law of conservation of the mass. The total mass of the reactants. The total mass of the reactants is equals to total mass of the products in a chemical reaction, or you can say simply in a chemical reaction. In chemical reaction, total mass of reactants is equals to total mass of the reactants is equals to total mass of the products. Total mass of products. This what we call here law of conservation of mass, or you can define this one in a different manner also. The total mass of the reactants before the reaction is equals to total mass of the products after the reaction only. So you can write any one of the definition. For both exam, this definition is important one. Clear? So in a chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactant equals to total mass of the product only. Let us see one example we have. Example I am taking here 2H2 plus O2. 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. Clear? You know already where the reactants are present and which side the products are present. So these we are calling as what? Reactants, and this is what here product. According to the second definition we have to find out the mass of the reactants and the mass of the products. So here, if you want to see the reactant masses here, how many hydrogens are there? Here 2 is there and here hydrogen H2 molecule is there. 2 into 2 total 4 hydrogens are there. Each hydrogen atomic weight how much? 1 only. So 4 into 1 how many times you will begin here? 4 grams. Clear? And if you see this O2, each oxygen weight how much here? 16. 16 into 2 how much here? 30 into total how much you are getting here? 36 grams. How much? 36 grams. Come to this one, water we have. Water we have, the molecule formed H2O. How many moles of water we have? 2 moles of the water we have. You can suppose separately can write here 4 hydrogens are there and 2 oxygen atoms are there. Or we can say here 18 into 2 that is equal to 36. So weighting is what? Is the weight of one water molecule. We can multiply this to how much you got? 36 only. Reactant mass how much here? 36. Product mass also how much here? 36 only. So this satisfies what? Law of conservation of the mass. Okay. In the exam, directly you can write the equation, no need of this calculation. What only. Let us see one more example we have. Okay, C plus O2. I'm making here C plus O2 gives rise to CO2. Okay, we can prepare the carbon dioxide by combusting the carbon in presence of oxygen. This is the combustion reaction. So carbon we have 12 grams is there, and oxygen we have 32. Total we have how many grams? 44 grams only. If you want to find out the molecular mass of this carbon dioxide, you will get how much here? 44 only. So mass of the reactants before the reaction is equals to mass of the products only. This is regarding which one? Law of conservation of mass. Who proposed this law of conservation of mass? Means Lavoisier, the scientist. He proposed the statement of which one? Law of conservation of mass. Okay. Let us see the second one we have. Okay. What is the second one here? Law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion, or sometimes we are calling as a law of definite proportion also. Law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion. Okay. So what is this law of definite proportion tells them about? In a chemical compound, elements always combines in a fixed ratio by weight or fixed ratio by weight or fixed ratio by mass. In a chemical compound or in a compound, in a chemical compound, elements always combines with fixed ratio by weight. Fixed ratio by weight. This is the definition of which one means law of constant proportion. In a compound or in a chemical compound, elements always combines with fixed proportion or fixed ratio by weight. So this is regarding which one? Law of constant proportion. Okay, let us see the example we have. So example we have, suppose I am making water. Okay, water we are getting from the different source only. Clear? Water maybe we are getting from rivers. Water maybe we are getting from seawater. Or water may be obtained from the ponds. Or water may be obtained from industry purpose. So here you can see what here. The extraction of water is different only. We maybe get the water from the river. We maybe get the water from sea, or we maybe get the water from ponds. Okay, so whenever means the water can be obtained from any source, irrespective of the source, the elements are always present in what? Fixed ratio by weight only. Okay, the given compound, wherever obtained, however prepared, wherever obtained, or however prepared, the elements combines in what? Fixed ratio by mass. We can say simply irrespective of the source. The source may be different, but if the elements combine in what mass? Fixed ratio by mass. If you take the water, we have H2O, we have the ratio here hydrogen and oxygen. If you want to take this one, suppose the weight of H2, hydrogen we have 1 H2 2 we have, and we can take the 16. If you want to take the ratio on here, 1:8 ratio. If the hydrogen and oxygen will combine with the ratio 1:8, then only the water is formed. Then only the water molecule is what? Formed. If you want to take here carbon dioxide, let us see one more example. We have CO2 I am preparing here. C plus O2 gives rise to CO2. Okay, and calcium carbonate on decomposes give CaO plus CO2. Now we can see, I want to prepare carbon dioxide from the two sources. One is the combustion of carbon, one is the decomposition of the calcium carbonate. The two processes are different only, but what is the main compound we are getting? The main compound we are getting what? Carbon dioxide only. What is the ratio of this carbon dioxide they can present only? If you take CO2, the ratio, suppose you can write here, carbon, oxygen. Carbon we have how much? 12 only. Oxygen how much we have? The remaining 2 we have. Suppose you can cancel the 4 here. What is the ratio? 4 3s are 12 and 4 8s are 32. What is the ratio they will combine? 3:8 ratio they will combine. Like this you can take sodium chloride. Okay, if we take the sodium chloride and NaCl. Sodium chloride can be prepared by the neutralization reaction. How can you prepare here? When sodium hydroxide will combine with hydrochloric acid, you will get what? NaCl plus what? H2O. We are preparing the sodium chloride salt. Now the sodium chloride obtained from what? Sodium chloride also obtained from what? Seawater. We can prepare the sodium chloride in the laboratory, or we can prepare the sodium chloride from the seawater, but they always combine in what? Fixed ratio by weight of. If you take sodium chloride, if you take the ratio here, 23:30.51. Sodium atomic weight is 23, chlorine weight how much here? 35.5. From this we can say whether it is irrespective of the source or whether it is obtained from the different types of the methods, the elements always combines in what? Fixed ratio by mass. The next law we have law of multiple proportion only. What is the law of this multiple proportion? When two elements combine to form more than one compound, the weight of the first element combines with the weight of the other element in a simple whole number ratio. Okay, I'll write the definition here. When two elements combine to form more than one compound, the weight of first element, or one element also can write, the weight of first element that combines with weight of other element, where a simple numerical ratio. This is regarding about which one means law of multiple proportion. Okay, if you are combining two elements, it will form more than one compound or more than one compound. The weight of the first element that combines with the weight of the other element in a simple numerical ratio or simple whole number ratio also can write here. Simple whole number ratio. Let us see the examples we have. We have different examples are there. Let us take one example. We have H2O and H2O. H2O, you know, water, and H2O is the hydrogen peroxide. Means what here? The chemical reaction takes place between hydrogen and oxygen. When hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water, or when the hydrogen and oxygen combine to form what? Hydrogen peroxide. Elements are same, but they form what? More than one compound only. So here you can see the ratios here. Hydrogen here, H2 here. Here also what? H2. What is the oxygen ratio here? Here oxygen is 1, but here what? Oxygen is what? 2. One ratio element is fixed or not? Okay, but another element ratio is what? It is as what? Simple whole number ratio. Let us see the ratios here. If you take the water here, what is the ratio of water here? I am writing ratios of oxygen atoms is 2:1. Here what is the ratio we have? 2:2. So which ratio is same here? Hydrogen ratio is 2. But what is the change in the ratio? The change in the ratio is what? Oxygen, that is means what? 1:2. What is the definition we told? The weight of first element are combined with weight of other element. Weight of other element in what ratio? Simple whole number ratio. So this is one example for which one? Law of multiple proportion. Let us see one more example. We have carbon monoxide, and we can take carbon dioxide, and we can take here sulfur dioxide, and we can take sulfur trioxide, and we can take here lead oxide and PbO and PbO2, and one more this oxides of nitrogen. We take here N2O, NO, N2O3, N2O4 and what one? N2O5. You see the oxides of nitrogen are generally found. Law follows law of multiple proportion only. You can see the nitrogen here. Here two nitrogens are there. Here one, here two, and here two, and you can this one also you can write here two NO also you can write, or you can say NO2. If you take 2 times also you can write this one N2O4. So nitrogen ratio you can see. Nitrogen is fixed, that is nitrogen suppose you are taking here how much here? 28 only. Oxygen can be present in. Okay, O is there and O2 is there, and you can see O3 is there, O4 is there, and what? O5 is there. Okay, if you take oxygen, possibility what here? 16 is there, 32 is there, 48 is there, 64 is there, 80 is there. Okay, if you take oxygen here O and O2, O3, O4 and what na? O5. What are the fixed here? The nitrogen is what? Fixed. But the remaining element, that is what? Oxygen is what? Simple numerical ratio or simple whole number ratio. These are the different examples of which one? Law of multiple proportion. In sometimes they ask in the objective exam, they give different options only. Which of the following pair of the compounds is example for law of multiple proportion? They will ask like this one. Main concentration towards multiple proportion. For board exam, you can write any one example. Okay, and the next one we have fourth one is there, that is a Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes. Gay-Lussac law combining volumes. Okay, so this is the next law we have. This is also important definition we have. Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes. Okay, so what is the definition of this Gay-Lussac law of combining values only? Okay, when the gases are combined or produced in a reaction, when the gases are combined or produced in a reaction, they do in a simple ratio provided all the gases are measured at same temperature and pressure. All the gases are measured at what na? Same temperature and pressure. This is the definition of which one? Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes. This law mainly applicable for which means only gases reactions only. When the gases are combined or produced in a chemical reaction, they do in a simple ratio provided all the gases are measured at same temperature and pressure. That is which one? Definition of which one? Gay-Lussac law of combining values. When gases when the gases react are produced in a, so this is the definition again. When gases combined are produced in a chemical reaction, they do in a simple ratio by volume provided all the gases are measured at same temperature and pressure. Let us see one example we have. N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH. Okay, so N2 is a gas and H2 is also gas. Ammonia is also gas. Clear? The gases are combined here. The gases are combined. They will form a new compound only. In what ratio they are combining only? Okay, the combining ratio of nitrogen and hydrogen, because there is no number here left side, we can take that is 1 only. I will take the nitrogen ratio 1:2, and this is the hydrogen ratio 3. And what are the ratio of NH3 is found here? This is the ratio of which one? 2:1. If nitrogen and hydrogen are combined in 1:3 ratio, and 2 moles of what is formed? NH3 is formed. What is the combined ratio of this reaction? 1:3:2, 1:4, 3 is for H2, 2 is for what? NH2. Let us see one more example. We have 2H2. 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O. Okay, so H2 is a gas and O2 is a gas. Suppose you can take this one. Water suppose formed here. You can imagine in the form of vapor only. Then what are the ratios that are combined? They are combining in the ratio of 2:1:2 only. This is regarding our student Gay-Lussac law of combining volumes. So the next law we have Avogadro's law. What was the statement of Avogadro's law means? Equal volumes of all gases at same temperature and pressure contains equal number of moles or molecules only. Moles or molecules. Equal volumes of all gases at same temperature and pressure contains equal number of moles or molecules. This is the statement of which law means what? Avogadro's law. Generally, if you write here mathematical expression like here, V proportional to N only. We'll discuss this proportional kind of constants in states of matter again. If we take this example, we have H2 plus Cl2 reversibly gives rise to what? HCl, H2 gas, Cl2 gas, and HCl also gas only. If we take the equal values, suppose we can take H2. H2 we are taking suppose 1 mole, Cl2 also how much here? 1 mole only. Okay. Generally 1 mole of H2 and 1 mole of Cl2 will combine how many moles of HCl? 2 moles of HCl only. Here what is same here? The volume may be same. The volume of the gases may be same. And what the conditions we have? Same temperature and what pressure. The reactant temperatures, reactant molecule temperature and pressures are same. Then it contains what? Equal number of moles of molecule. How many moles of HCl is formed here? 2 moles of HCl is formed only. This is regarding which one? Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. Next you can see the theory we have Dalton's atomic theory. I already wrote the points regarding about Dalton's atomic theory. You see the first point here, matter is made up of small individual particles. Indivisible particles are called as what? Atoms only. We already know the definition of matter. Things which have mass and occupy space is called as what? Matter only. The matter is composed of very small individual particles. The individual particles of the matter is called as what? Atoms only. What are those? Atoms. Second point, you can see atoms of the same element having the same properties. They have the properties what? The size may be same, the shape may be same, and the chemical properties may be what? Same only. If we take same element only, if we take hydrogen, hydrogen we can observe this hydrogen having same size, the shape is having, and the chemical properties of hydrogen is what? Same only. Atoms of different elements having different properties. If we take different elements, you can compare with hydrogen with oxygen. Hydrogen size is different, oxygen size is different. Mass of hydrogen is different and mass of oxygen is different. The chemical properties of the hydrogen is different. The chemical properties of oxygen is what? Different only. If we take a different element, there is a difference in the properties like physical and what? Chemical properties only. Now we can see the next point we have atoms of different elements may combine with each other in a fixed simple ratio. They will form a compound. So if we take different elements here, if we take suppose H2, oxygen and hydrogen, both are combined to form what? Water only. Here we can read here 2H2 and plus O2 gives rise to what? 2H2. Oxygen and hydrogen are different element. They are combined what ratio? Some fixed ratio. What is formed? The compound is formed only. The compound is formed. Atoms neither be created nor be destroyed in the chemical reaction. Okay, you know law of conservation of mass. Matter neither be created nor be destroyed. In the same manner, atoms neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Generally, chemical reaction involves reorganization of elements. There is no breaking will takes place. There is no destroyed will takes place. Only what happened here? Reorganization of elements will takes place. This is regarding for which one? Dalton atomic theory. So the next concept we have atomic mass and molecular mass. Okay, before entering this one we have to know atomic mass unit, then we have to know atomic weight, and we can know molecular mass like this only. So what is this atomic mass unit? Simply we are writing in the form of AMU only. Okay, let us see the definition. The quantity of mass exactly presented 1/12 of C12 isotope. The quantity of mass exactly present in 1/12 of C12 isotope is called as what? Atomic mass unit. That is, we are writing simply in the form of which one? 1 AMU. That we are writing AMU. Okay, 1 AMU is equal to 1.66 into 10 power minus 24 grams. Clear? So we are taking here C12 isotope only. C12 isotope is one of the reference element only. If we take the carbon, generally carbon atomic weight we have how much? 12 only. So you can write this in the form of here 12 parts only. Okay. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 parts here. If you take one part here, one part suppose you can take, that becomes what here? 1/12 only. Out of 12 you are taking 1, that becomes what? 1/12 of which one? C12 isotope only. This C12 isotope is one of the reference element only. What it is? A reference element only. Okay. So suppose you want to find out any atomic weight of the element, we have to use the reference element is what? C12 isotope only. C12 isotope. You can say here a relative atomic mass. A relative atomic mass. Okay. What is meant by this relative atomic mass means if you want to find out any atomic weight of an element, we have to consider that weight of element with what? AMU only, are getting 1/12 of the mass of the C12 atom only. How can you define this relative atomic mass only? It is a number. How many times one element, one atom of an element. It is a number how many times one atom of an element. It is a number how many times one atom of an element heavier than 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. It is a number how many times one atom of an element is heavier than 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. Suppose you know weight of hydrogen is generally approximately or in 1 mole. That one is what here? 1 gram of hydrogen is heavier than 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. If you know magnesium atomic weight, that is 24. 24 grams of magnesium means 24 grams of the magnesium atom is heavier than which one? 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. Okay, so that is regarding about which one here? A relative atomic mass, or simply we can write relative atomic mass. We can write here like this also. A relative atomic mass. A relative atomic mass is equal to mass of one atom of an element. Mass of one atom of an element by 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. This is regarding which one? Relative atomic mass only. Okay, let us see one example to find out the atomic weight of the hydrogen. Let us see, we have mass of an atom of hydrogen means mass of atom of hydrogen is given, that is 1.6736 into 10 power minus 24 grams only. They ask me to find the relative atomic mass of this hydrogen only. So relative atomic mass of hydrogen means what? Mass of one atom of an element by 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope only. Mass of one atom of an element, that is hydrogen, given how much here? 1.6736 into 10 power minus 24, and 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope means that is a what it is? 1.66 into 10 power minus 24. if you do the calculation here, 10 power minus 24, 10 power minus 24 cancel. Approximately you are getting here 1.0078 grams only. If you round up the value, you get 1.008 AMU you will get out. So it means what it is then? The mass of this hydrogen, how much you got? 1.008. Okay, the weight of hydrogen is heavier than what it is? 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope only. Suppose you are taking magnesium. Magnesium generally 24. If you are writing AMU for this atomic mass weight, magnesium is 24 only. Okay, so means what here? Magnesium is how much? 24. It is 24 times is heavier than what? 1/12 of mass of C12 isotope. If we take oxygen, suppose how much generally atomic weight here? 16 only. If you want to take this one AMU, this is what? 16 AMU. It is 16 times heavier than 1/12 of mass of which one? C12 isotope only. Nowadays the AMU is not using. Nowadays the AMU can be replaced by which one means unified mass one. AMU replaced by which one means unified mass. Unified mass, we can use the symbol U like this one. This is regarding about which one? Atomic mass unit and relative atomic mass of the elements one. So the next we have average atomic mass unit. Average atomic mass mainly we are calculating for the isotopes only. So the next concept we have average atomic mass only. Average atomic mass mainly we are identifying or we are calculating for the isotopes only because the elements can be present in the crust in a different isotopes only. Clear? So isotopes means what? Same atomic number. Atomic number is same, but the mass number is what? Different only. Those compounds we are calling as what? Isotopes only. If we want to separate isotopes, that is mainly based on the atomic masses only. If suppose we are having chlorine, generally we have two isotopes are there, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 isotope is there. For that we can find out exact mass. We are taking what? Average of the atomic masses of which one? Two isotopes only. Okay, mainly we are observe this one means here relative abundance. Relative abundance we are considering, and one more here atomic weight of the elements. Suppose we have to find out here. Generally I told one example here, chlorine. Chlorine exists in the form of two isotopes, that is chlorine 35 and chlorine 37 only. If you want to find out the mass of this chlorine, have you observed or not? Chlorine atomic weight is you will get 35.5 only. Why 35.5 means we are getting that is from which one? Average atomic mass only. Okay, average atomic mass mainly for isotopes. What you can consider relative abundance, and what you can consider here atomic weight of the elements also. Now I am writing here the formula average atomic mass. Okay, average atomic mass is equal to atomic weight of first element into percentage of abundance. Percentage of abundance plus. And if you take on one more here, atomic weight of second element. Atomic weight of second element atomic weight of second element into percentage of abundance of second element by percentage of the first element and that is second element by 100. You are writing 100 means what? Total ratio. So this is the formula we are using for which one? Finding the average atomic mass of the element when isotopes are given with percentage of abundance ratios are given. Not only for the two elements, maybe 3 elements they will give or 4 elements they will give. Instead of 100, what you can write here? total ratio you have to find out. So this is regarding to this one, average atomic mass. Now let us see some of the questions. I will here two questions which are related to average atomic mass only. Let us see the first question we have. Chlorine contains two types of atoms having a relative atomic masses, 35 unified mass and 37 unified mass. The relative abundance of these isotopes in the ratio 3:1. Calculate the average atomic mass of the chlorine only. Okay, the relative chlorine, you can take the chlorine. Chlorine have two masses here. One chlorine is 35 and one more chlorine is what? 37 with unified mass is given. The ratio is given, these two ratio, that is 3:1. This is the relative abundance of the ratio only. Clear? Now what they ask here, calculate the mass of atomic mass of average atomic mass of the chlorine only. Now we will discuss this average atomic mass formula. Okay, what is the formula of average atomic mass? Atomic weight of the first element into its percentage of abundance plus atomic weight of the next element into its percentage of abundance by total ratio, or you can give a total percentage you have to write down. Clear? First element how much here? First element we have 35, that is chlorine, into the relative abundance of the first element is what? Into 3 plus. The second element we have 37 into 1 by 3 plus 1 only. Why 3 plus 1? The ratio is given 3:1. The total ratio how much here? 3 plus 1 only. So 35 into 3 we have. Okay. What will get here? 105 plus how much we have? 37 by 4 only. Here 105 and 37. Okay. What you will get? 142. So you will get here 142 by 4. This is what average atomic mass. Average atomic mass, that is equal to what you will get? 142 by 4. If you do the calculation, you will get approximately 35.5. So 35.5. This is what average atomic weight of which one? Average atomic weight of which one? Chlorine we have. Clear? So this is the first question. I think all of understand this question. Again I am repeating. Just what is the formula? Atomic weight of element into percentage of abundance plus atomic weight of the next element into percentage of abundance by total ratio. Okay. Now we can say the next question. It is different from this question. The relative boron has a two isotopes only. That is, one is B10, another one is B11. The average atomic mass of the boron is found to be 10.80 unified mass. They given. Calculate the percentage of abundance of these isotopes. What are these isotopes? B10, B11. We have to identify the percentage of which one? Isotopes only. Clear? How can we find out here? We don't know what is the percentage of abundance of B10. Okay. So B10 percentage of abundance I am taking X only. Okay. Now what is the percentage of abundance of B11? B11 I am taking here what? 100 minus X only. 100 minus X. Okay. Let percentage of abundance of, I am taking here B10 is equal to X I am taking. Now percentage of abundance of B11 is equal to, I am writing here 100 minus X only. Because the B11 is coming from which one? B10 only. B10 you can imagine is 100% only. If you want to subtract B11 from that one, you will get what here? B11 you will get only. Okay. This is regarding about X and what? 100 minus X only. What is the mass of this B10 and B11 given? One boron is 10 and one boron is what? What is 11 only. Now what is the formula we have? Average atomic mass. Average atomic mass is equal to atomic weight of first element into percentage of abundance plus atomic weight of second element into percentage of abundance of second element, this is the first element, by 100 you are taking. What is the average atomic mass of boron given? 10.80. 10.80 is equal to atomic weight of the first candidate. This is 10 into that I'm taking here x plus here 11 into 100 minus x by 100. By 100. How I am writing? The first element is 10, its abundance is x. The second element is weight is how much? 11. And abundance how much? 100 minus x. And what is the total ratio we have? 100. Now what we do? We want to do the simplification. Then you will find out the value of x and what? Value of 100 minus x one. Now we can see the calculation what we have. We can do the cross multiplication. 10.80 into 100 is equal to 10x plus 11 into 100 minus x only. Now we can multiply this one 1080, that is equal to 10x plus 11 into 100 we have 1100 minus 11 into x 11x only. Now you can separate the terms of x and terms of the numbers only. 1080 minus 100 is equal to 10x minus 11x only. Minus 20 is equal to minus x. X is equal to what? 20. What is x here? The percentage of abundance of which one? B10 only. Okay. The percentage of abundance of B10 is equal to how much percent we have? 20% only. Okay. Now the percentage of abundance of B11, how much man? This is 100 minus x, 100 minus 20, that is equal to what percent man? 80% only. Okay, in this way we have to find out percentage of relative abundance of the elements when they give average atomic mass and they give weight of the two isotopes only. Let us see these two examples which are related to finding our average atomic mass. Carbon found in nature as a mixture of C12 and C13 isotopes. The average atomic mass of the carbon is 12.0011 unified mass. What is the percentage of abundance of C12, that is carbon 12 in the nature? Same mononomial. One you can take it as x, one you can take it as 100 minus x. You will get the percentage of abundance of C12, and they want to find out C13 also. Next one we have the next example. Nitrogen found in nature in the form of two isotopes with 14 and 15. 14 and 15, two isotopes are there. The average atomic mass of nitrogen is found to be 14.0067 unified mass, you can write. And what is the percentage of abundance of two isotopes? You can find out N14 and you can find out what? N15. Same procedure, just you can take it as a homework and you can solve these two questions. What is the molecular mass? Molecular mass is the sum of atomic masses of all the elements present in a molecule. Okay? Sum of atomic masses. Sum of atomic masses of all the elements present in a molecule is called as what? Molecular mass only. Let us see one example. We have H2O. Okay, H2 how can write here? We'll write here 2 into 1 plus what? 1 into 16. What do you will get here? 18. The answer you can write in the form of A and U. Okay. If you want to take here carbon dioxide CO2, how can I write this one? 1 into 12. What is the weight of carbon plus 2 into 16? Okay. And you will get here 12 plus 32, that is equal to 34 A and U. The same manner we can take for NH3 also. NH3 suppose you sorry, you can see here 12 plus 32, that is 44 ANU only. Come to this nitrogen, we have nitrogen atomic weight is 14 plus 3 into hydrogen atomic weight is 1 only. You will get what? 17. This is what? ANU. Clear? So this way we have to find out the molecular mass. We can try for the different molecules. I will give an example here. We can find out for SO2, or we can find out for H2SO4, or we can find out for SO3 and carbon monoxide CO, and you can find out for H2O2. So you can write. So this is regarding which one? Molecular mass volume. Clear? So the next one we have formula mass volume. Formula mass volume. So generally this formula mass can be used for what type of compound means here? Purely we are using for which compound means here? Ionic compounds. Ionic compounds. Ionic compounds in the sense means they contain say ions only. The ions may be positively charged ions or what not, negatively charged ions only. So generally this is not a exact weight of the molecule. The ratio of the molecule can be present in a crystal structure only. Okay. So generally we are taking sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, NaCl we have. Sodium chloride can be present in what here? 3-dimensional structure only. It is a 3-dimensional geometry. In this 3-dimensional geometry, if you want to take this one, each Na plus ion is surrounded by 6 Cl minus ions. 6 Cl minus ions. We are not taking exactly one molecule, we are taking the ratio of the elements can be present in one crystal structure. Okay. How can you find out the sodium chloride weight here? Sodium chloride, you know the atomic weight, that is 23 plus 35.5. You will get how much, man? 58.5 here again. This is what here? AMU. Formula mass mainly for ionic compounds. Ionic compounds generally present in a 3-dimensional structures only. We cannot identify the total molecule weight. We are taking some of the ratio can be present in the ions in the crystal structure. That ratio we are taking what here? That atomic weight of the element. That sodium chloride is there. That is NaCl. We have 23 plus what? 35.5. How much you are getting here? 58.5 AU. This is for which one? Formula mass of the compound. Let us see this definition also here. Formula mass of a compound is obtained by adding atomic masses of all the elements present in a formula unit of the cell. What I did here, the definition I wrote here. This formula of the cell, formula mass does not represent its molecule. It is the ratio of the different ions present in the compound. It is the ratio of different ions present in the compound. This is regarding for which one? Formula mass of the compound, particularly for which one? Ionic compounds. The next concept we have mole concept and molar mass. So this is a very important concept. So this concept we can use as means very applications, very large number of applications we have. Generally we are using in this 2 years first and second year. So very important now. So first we can see what is mole. Okay, what is mole means here? Mole means it is a group of particles only. Mole means what, man? A group of particles. So how can we define the mole? Means the amount of substance contains many particles. The amount of the substance contains many particles exactly present in 12 grams of the C12 isotope. 12 grams of the C12 isotope. This is what means, this is the definition of which one? Mole. Amount of substance. Amount of substance contains many particles. Many particles exactly presenting 12 grams of C12 isotope. amount of substance contains many particles. The particles may be atoms or molecules or ions or electrons or protons. You can take their exact present in how much means 12 grams of the C12 isotope. It is called as a mole. I told you mole represents a group of particles or a heap of particles only. So in that we have to identify, comparing with what 12 grams of the C12 isotope, we will get the definition of which one? Mole. What is the value of mole? Okay, one mole contains how many particles? Means here 6.022 into 10 power 23 particles. 6.022 into 10 power 23 particles. This we are calling as a Avogadro number. What are calling? Avogadro number. Avogadro number, which is denoted by Na. So this value how much means? This value is 6.022 into 10 power 23 are particles you can write. The particles I told you already that maybe they contains atoms or molecules or what? Ions only. This is regarding about which one? Very important value. What is the value of Avogadro number? Avogadro number value we have 6.022 into 10 power 23 particles. Let us take here. If you want to take one oxygen atom you can take, or you can take 1 mole. If we take here 1 mole, what is the value of your 1 mole of any compound contains how many particles? 6.023 into 10 power 23 particles only. Now I am taking here 1 mole of oxygen atom. 1 mole of oxygen atom. 1 mole of oxygen atom contains how many atoms? Means here 6.022 into 10 power 23 atoms of which one here? Oxygen. Okay, I want to take here 1 molecule. Okay, 1 mole of O2 molecule. Okay, 1 mole of O2 molecule contains how many molecules are made here? 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules of which one? O2 mole. Suppose I am taking here 1 mole of NH3. 1 mole of NH3 contains how many particles are getting? This one, this is 6.022 into 10 power 23. If you take NH3 as a molecule, what you get here? 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules of which one? NH3. If we take ions, okay, 1 mole of Na plus ion, suppose I am writing. Okay, write this one 6.022 into 10 power 23. Okay, 10 power 23 ions of Na plus O. Or you can say Na plus ion also. Means if you take any 1 mole of the compound, that 1 mole of the compound is equals to what? Avogadro number of atoms or molecules or what? Ions only. Very important, very easiest concept only. Okay, so this is regarding what here mole definition, and comparing with mole contains how many atoms. Next we have gram atom or gram atomic weight, and one more I wrote here gram molecule or gram molecular mass only. What is gram atomic weight definition? Okay, simply you are writing here GAW. Atomic weight of an element expressed in grams only. If the atomic weight of an element can be expressed in grams, that we are calling as what? Gram atomic weight only. Clear? Now the atomic weight of an element expressed in grams. Example you can take this one. Atomic weight of oxygen. Atomic weight of oxygen, how much we have? 16 AMU. Generally atomic weight generally expressed in what? AMU. If you want to express the grams, gram atomic weight of oxygen, how much? 16 grams only. So 16 grams means 1 mole contains how many particles? 6.22 is 6.022 into 10 power 23 atoms of oxygen. That is 1 gram atom of oxygen only. Now we have the next one. We have gram molecule or gram molecular mass only. Okay, what is gram molecular? Gram molecular mass means molecular mass of a substance expressed in grams only. Molecular mass of compound. Molecular mass of compound or substance is expressed in grams. Is expressed in grams. Is called as what? Gram molecule or gram molecular mass. Simply you are writing here GMM, gram molecular mass. Let us take one example here. Okay, I am taking here CO2. Molecular mass. Molecular mass of CO2 is equal to 44 AMU. Okay, if you find here gram molecular mass of CO2 is equal to how many grams? We will take how much? 44 grams. Clear? Suppose you are taking one more example, ammonia. Okay, ammonia I am writing here, ammonia that having 17 AMU. If you want to express this ammonia in grams, what you will get? 17 grams. This is what? Gram molecular mass only. If you want to take the water, we have 18 AMU. If you want to express this value in gram molecular mass, you will get 18 grams only. 18 grams means this 18 grams is one molecule. That one molecule contains how many particles or how many molecules means Avogadro number of the molecules. 18 grams of the water contains 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules of what? Water. So this is regarding about which one? Gram atom or gram atomic weight, gram molecule or gram molecular mass. So the next very important conditions we have at STP, 1 mole of any gas occupies how much volume means 22.4 liters of the volume. What is meant by STP? So STP means standard temperature and pressure. Okay. What are the standard temperature means? Temperature you can express in degree Celsius or what? Kelvin scale only. You will get here 0 degree Celsius or 273 Kelvin only. What are the standard pressure we have? Pressure we can take this one 1 atmosphere, or you can take this one 76 centimeters of mercury, and you can take this one 760 mm of mercury. Pressure not only expressed in atmosphere or centimeter or millimeter, it can be expressed in what you can say torque and bar, Newton per meter square, pascals. We have different types of units are there, but mainly simple units we are using this one. Temperature is there, pressure is there. Volume we can say this one. Volume how much we have? Volume we have 22.4 liters. You know the conversions of units already discussed there. Okay. 22.4 liter is how much? 22,400 ml. 22,400 ml means what here? 22,400 centimeter cube. Or you can take this one. This 22.4 liters. 22.4 liters. You can write this one. 22.4 decimeter cube. Okay. So these way we are using the volume. Volume may be asked in different manners, maybe liter or ml or centimeter cube or decimeter cube or meter cube. Already discussed the volume SI units one. This is regarding about this one STP conditions. Sometimes they are instead of STP they are asking what NTP also, that is normal temperature pressure. Same condition means same values we are using volume. Clear? So this is regarding about this one volume. The volume of how much occupancy is 22.4 liter. This is also calling as gram molar volume. Gram molar volume means what? The 1 mole of any compound occupies at STP occupies 22.4 liters of the volume. This is called as gram molar volume. Okay. If we take this one 1 mole of CO2 example. 1 mole of CO2. If we take it is a gas only. 1 mole of CO2 gas at STP contains how much volume? 22.4 liter of volume. 22.4 liter volume. Okay. If we take half mole, half means how much? 1 by 2, suppose I am taking here half mole of CO2 gas at STP. 1 by 2 means what? 22.4 by 2. How much we have? 11.2 liter what? Volume. Okay, if you change the number, if you take 0.1 more, you are getting 2.24 liter only. Like this, we will get different types of the conversions. This is regarding about standard condition, means standard temperature and what pressure conditions. So, let us see this very important tree diagram. We can easily understand the mole concept what we discussed up to now. One mole is there. One mole in terms of volume, that is 22.4 liters at STP. One mole in terms of particles. In terms of particles, what is the value we have? 6.022 into 10 power 23 mole. In terms of mass, we discussed the gram atomic mass, gram molecular mass, and gram formula mass. What is gram atomic mass? 1 gram atom of an element. If we take carbon, that is 12 grams. If we take sodium, that is 23 grams only. Gram molecular mass, 1 gram molecule of the substance only. Okay, 1 gram molecule of the substance. H2O weight how much here? 18 grams. CO2 weight how much? 44 grams only. Gram formula mass, 1 gram formula weight of the substance. 1 gram formula weight of the substance. That we have NaCl 58.5 and calcium carbonate 100 grams only. If you know this diagram perfectly, you will get the clear cut idea regarding about the mole concept only. You can practice this tree diagram. Okay, definitions already there. You read the definitions and you can identify the relations for this mole to particles, mole to liters, mole to gram atomic weight, gram molecular weight, and what? Gram formula mass of the